Alright guys, so here is the morning of delivery of what is soon to be the new museum building here at the Hatfield Homeplace. So this is going to be a very interesting and busy day, to say the least. Dad's over here moving his equipment that he's been helping me with on getting everything prepared for this moment. So it's going to be a big and interesting day, to say the least. So this is the back half of the building. As you can see, they've got it jacked up on one side. They'll use these two machines over here to pick up one end of it. And as you can see on the back of the truck up there, there's an extra set of wheels they'll place on the back end. And then they'll drag it across the bridge. Pretty cool how they got all this down. That's moving the backhoe. About to take me out. A little chilly this morning, but very, very, very beautiful. There's the front half. We just got this tree cut down the other day so we can relocate this electric pole over here that's dry rotting. The building's going to be sitting right here, and then soon we'll have a picnic shelter for the food truck and the picnic tables as well, and a little gem mining sluice, and then another carport for me to park under. And of course I get to recover some of the Homeplace back for private use once I can move everything over from the edge in. All these vehicles going slow with everybody moving. Check that out. This building is a 20 by 40, two 10-foot wides by 40 feet long, A-frame roof. We'll finish the interior, of course, and then put in a front porch across the front of it. It'll end up looking like a little cabin. Looks like this guy's coming at me to get some information here, or I don't know what's going on. So the bridge, of course, was built in the 1890s by Anse, along with the retaining wall around here. You can see how it's falling in. So I had to order the building small enough to fit across the width of this bridge, which was really made for horses and buggies. So this bridge is really only 11 feet 4 inches wide, and it looks like he had to turn my motion sensor I have on the bridge so they could make sure they can get the building in, because it's such a tight squeeze. I have a lot of security on this property with all these relics and artifacts. Of course, one of them being my bridge sensors. Of course, these light poles here, I'll back up. Back in the day, they used to be gas. Right now, we've got a solar top on them. But Anse also installed those poles and that concrete there, and the bridge itself. Back in the day, it used to be a drawbridge, and after the Feud, they cemented it in. later on, of course, this new light pole was added. The big dilemma, I wanted a much bigger space, but unfortunately my neighbor down here declined to allow us to use the bridge to access her property, so I had to order a smaller building instead, which I'm not happy about, but is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. But to get a bigger building across here, I would have had to have cut all 3 of these light poles, the modern and the 2 the Devil Anse installed, along with the rails on this bridge, and I could not bring myself to alter the authenticity and historic significance of the bridge. So this is going to be quite interesting here. I may have to pop off here and direct traffic. Yo! I think that guy was gonna stop. Oh boy. That is close. Dad out here supervising. I don't know how I could have done all this without him. He's been such a huge help. And all this, and it sounds like somebody hit the bridge. Oh, shoot. Looks like it cracked the concrete of that drain system and pipe on the edge of the bridge back there. We did measurements on all this before even ordering this building to make sure they'd be able to swing a 40-foot building on this bridge, and they should be able to do this. Man, it's even tighter than I'd imagined. Well, one half of it getting across. I did a barn red building with white trim and a galvanized tin roof. I mean, I know it can't be authentic, but I wanted it to be as nice as it could to fit in with the theme. Guys know what they're doing. They're about to take it and move it back there where we've done a lot of, well, Dad's done a lot of grading work and about $7,000 worth of gravel work here. And that's not the labor, that's just cost of the gravel. Using his trusty backhoe, he's worked tirelessly on it. Trying to stay out of their way. All right, here comes the front half. Dad running over to try to help direct. But for security, I only put windows on the front. And it's got double French doors on the front. Oof. Man, he got the bridge again. Same side. Damaged the floor. Did 3 light fixtures, as you can see, 1 in the middle, 2 on each end. Because of course it has to be divided up for the gift shop and museum. This one looks like they're dragging on the skid. I don't see any other wheels on the back. Or no, I'm wrong. It's back there, it's coming. As you can see, I tried to put electrical outlets all over the thing. Dad trying to fix the bridge as it literally crumbles in the middle. We've got to get some funding to try to repair this bridge and retaining rock wall. That's a big job. Building's so long, I don't think they can put any wheels under it because it's so long. Oh, now what? Guy keeps looking at me, filming him. Dad's taking a ride on the building. Gosh, man alive. Swinging. Oh, Jesus. Oh. I've been telling everybody all the work I've been having you do, working you to death around here. Like, you're the one jumped in the middle of the building. What do you want me to tell you? A lot of work we're about to start doing this. It's like they backed the truck up, trying to keep it off the highway till they get all the work done. They said it would take about 4 hours to get this together and in place. This is the retaining rock wall that Devil Anse built that goes all the way around the property. You can see here the weight of the road in this curve is pushing out to the retaining wall on this side of the bridge. And you can see how old this bridge is. It looks, it's in such bad shape. Oh man, they really did some damage here. We're gonna have to fix. And you can see how old it is and fragile. So we're trying to get it secured and fixed. Got to try to find some funding to restore this history. And it was made actually of 39 feet railroad rails is what is actually under there. There's about 20 of them under there. And again, it used to have a wood top on it and was a drawbridge, and then later on was cemented in as a permanent bridge after the feud was over and he didn't feel there was any more imminent threat. You can see this retaining wall goes all the way around the property here, and unfortunately, this is what they call Japanese knotweed. Around here, it's called waterweed. It grows in the bank. The coal mines planted this stuff around here and then brought it in to try to help control erosion. Well, it also does damage because it's knocked out a lot of the wall. See here? So this is another piece of the retaining wall that has fell in that we've got to repair. And then up here's another huge piece that fell in, and it actually even came in about 15 foot and ate out my lawn. So we ended up busting up the foundation of one of the other buildings that was on the property when we leveled it out, and put that here to try to stop the erosion temporarily until we can get this wall repaired, get the funding for it. So this is our band-aid for now. Of course, right there was that tree also that we recently cut down, and there was another right here close to where I'm standing over here that we had to cut down to move this electric pole. And what'll happen here is hopefully we can get funding as well to build a retaining wall around here to redirect this creek so it doesn't take out the historic wall. And then we can fill that in with some fill dirt and add gravel through here, and this will become extra parking, keep weight and traffic off of the historic bridge. And then we can build a little pedestrian bridge that goes across the creek here, which will put them off right out at the front porch of the new museum. So that's kind of the plans on this side of the creek once we can get it placed. And of course, where those two buildings are right there is where the old hideout was. It was a 2-story block building. You guys have heard me talk about it. You can Google the photo of Devil Anse on his favorite horse Fred, or maybe we'll pop it up here on the video and you can see it. And you can see catch a glimpse of it in the back of that photo. This is a drain pipe from when they had turned the hideout into a brothel called the Pioneer. Had a little store on the front of it, and the back of it was a bar and brothel, the original building. So we want to try to extend this drain pipe out to the creek and cover this up too, make all this flat and a little more square for extra parking to try to keep traffic off of the historic bridge, because right now that's our only access point to the property, thanks to our neighbor. But of course, you can see a lot of the buildup here through the years of, water and rocks washing up and piling up here. But, I went to actually knock this out and clean it up, scoop all this out and clean it up so I can showcase the wall that Devil Anse built. However, when I started looking at things, this embankment is actually what's protecting the wall from here on down, which is why it's in such good shape on that side and deteriorating so quickly on this side. So until we get this creek rerouted and a new retaining wall put in, I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave that where it is to make sure the rest of this stays protected as much as possible. So they're trying to close the gap here to put it together, and then they'll pick it up in the middle and swing it around, he says. It's gonna be interesting. So they are assembling the building together. They've got it squished back together, and now they are putting it together on the roof and on the interior. So it's quite a process. Up, inching it together so they can attach. They still are putting things together, but of course this will be our new space soon. Wish it could have been bigger, but we'll make do for sure. We have a lot of stuff to display, so the more space we can get, the better, no doubt. But there's lots of work to do in here once all this comes together. So all this is for you guys, and hopefully you'll enjoy it once we get it all together. So after a history lesson for these guys, they are putting the center cap on in the middle of the roof there. They've got it all screwed together now, I guess, and attached together. So now they're putting on the roof rain guard, I guess. I'm not a construction person, so I can't tell you what all that is, but it's coming together. It's a beautiful day here at the Homeplace. All right, these guys just finished up with lunch. They got the building together, and now they're swinging it in place of where it's supposed to go, which is back up here on the hill. Unfortunately, we got these low phone lines, and then the power lines are even higher. They're hard to see in the video, but they're up there, they're thinner. But so they got to watch these lines while they're trying to put it in place on the pads we poured over there for the foundation to secure it down. AEP, electric company, is requiring that we strap it down before we can put in our electrical for, I guess security for the, wind and whatnot. But of maneuver it in there, and uh-oh. Don't look good, whatever this might be. Parking lot's back open again. We've had some ATVs in here trying to do this morning, and it's been a little bit of a debacle trying to get everybody in and out safely, working around this installation, dragging her around. So they build these things on skids. As you can see on the bottom, it's on like a little sleigh. Woo, look at that. Man, oh man. I was about to say they're a little too far this way, because we got some other shelters, a picnic shelter about to go beside it. And of course we're going to build a 10-foot wide by 40-foot long front porch off of this cabin. Finish the interior in some raw wood, shiplap, and then we'll move over all the artifacts and the gift shop. I'm not sure what's going on. I may need to. It's like they're coming at me for something. We're good? Okay. What, like that? It's supposed to be facing this way. I don't know why it's that way. So we're back. So come to find out, the contractors poured the pads wrong. So now we're going to have to set the building and then dig under and put new pads under it. All right, so we figured out that we have to angle the building differently, make sure we're optimizing space. So we're moving it a little closer to the creek bank because it's pretty much all rock. So we're saying that it should be good. Yeah. And then that way it'll give us more room over here for the other carports that are about to be delivered. So we got it in place over here. Taking a lot of finagling to make sure we had it at a good angle to optimize all the space on the property, with the other sheds coming for shelter over the food truck and parking for me actually. So we got it in the right place. Now they are going through and blocking everything up, trying to level it all. Our pads were not useful, unfortunately. So now we're having to go to the blocks, which we'll probably have to dig down after the fact and add pads underneath now. So it's gonna be interesting, but we'll take you all along for the ride. All right, so they just finished up the building and left for the day. So we've got it blocked up. So this is phase one, I guess, getting our building on site. Got a lot of work to do to it. Got to finish out the interior, electrical, and we're going to do raw wood walls and ceiling. So it's a nice cabin look and feel inside. And then add a 10-foot wide by 40-foot porch, which is the length of the building basically. Going down there to be able to do some front porch sitting and turn it into what we can to try to preserve the history and everything that we can. So yeah, we're getting things done a day at a time. But more videos to come, of course, on the build and what we're doing to try to get everything together. So soon we'll have 2 other picnic shelter and a parking shelter installed and put up, and of course a little gem mining sluice. So it's coming together slowly but surely. We're getting there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of the delivery of the museum.